Spa family, hello. I'm so glad to be able to give you guys an update on what we've been up to together in this partnership through DRIME. I'm sure you'll agree with me as I say what a crazy season it's been. But we're doing well. Lana and I are doing great. Hope you are all doing so well. I wonder if you've also experienced what we've been experiencing in through this season. I feel like it's kind of exposed this thirst and this craving and this kind of vulnerability to what are we living for, in the sense of we've been experiencing that all around the world, that as we're in this pandemic, we've seen this arise in cities all over the world, with people kind of really second guessing, what are we doing here? What is this all for? And so even though we've had to pivot a lot in DRIME, there's been no short of impact, because I think this has actually exposed the reason why we exist. We've been seeing in cities all around the world the opportunities where all of a sudden church attendance is going lower for natural reasons. People, Barna just put out a study where it's saying 50% of millennials have disengaged with church. So there's all these questions looming under the surface. And we in DRIME, that's what we're here for. We've kind of been thinking, how do we engage people who are not entering the church doors? How do we engage people who are not joining programs, who may be isolated, they don't know where to ask these deeper questions of life, and they don't know where or how to tackle those questions and have these meaningful conversations. And that's where we step in, and that's why we love to partner with churches to be able to be better together. And so that's what we've still been doing in this season. Yes, we've had to pivot, but in this past year alone, we have seen 5 new teams launch, which is incredible. Teams that are led by local leaders that live in those cities, so that they can lead these teams in a very culturally relevant and impactful way. One in Quebec City, which has been incredible to see that, and just the thirst and the hunger arise in that city. 2 in Benin, in Paracu and Acpacpa. 1 in Paraguay, in Ciudad del Este, and 1 in Mexico called Manzanillo. It's been incredible that through our partnership this year, we've seen 50,000 people encounter Jesus in city spaces, in public spaces all around the world. So whether they're walking to work or on a lunch break, they get to have the chance to have these discussions, to engage the gospel in a totally new way, visually, relationally, prayerfully, and experience Jesus in a whole new way that they never have before. And through these opportunities, 2,800 people this past year have given their lives to Christ, which is so incredible. So thank you for journeying with us in that. You have had that impact. We've also been able to train 1,000 believers in how to confidently engage these conversations. I feel it. It's not easy. It's hard to talk about God. It's really, really hard, and I feel scared and nervous so many times. And we want to equip believers all around the world to be able to step into that, take those steps of faith, to not bow to fear, and to be confident and engage in these conversations, because that's what we need more than ever in our world, is these conversations to happen about God, about life, about faith, about hurt, about struggles. We want to bring that in public spaces around the world. And so as I think about this past year, I think about the girl we met in Vancouver who, she said, my day sucked. And she was able to open up to a drummer that she just met. And for the first time, she said, I've never been able to share these struggles or what I've been going through with people. So thank you for this conversation. We saw a man in Paraguay say, through a long conversation, say, I don't know what would have happened if you did not come here today, because he was able to receive forgiveness for the first time for a crime that he actually committed that put him in jail, but he just felt so burdened down, and our drummer was able to bring them to Christ, to help him receive that gift of forgiveness for him, and we saw freedom that day on the streets. I think of Aimé, who started a team up north. He was a part of a team in the south, started a team up north. They went to a village. I think 50 people came to Christ, and he actually started a church plant in that city. That's incredible. And the Church of Benin has also been just giving us reports of, we don't know what would have happened without DRIME, because our churches are alive again, which is so exciting. And then there's just countless stories that I can think of, and it's because of you guys. So thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad to be able to partner together, to continue to walk, to be able to be innovative and pivot, to continue to discover how we can reach our world today. And so in this season, we're actually ending our 2020 vision, which has been going on for 6 years, to multiply the ministry in culturally relevant ways in cities around the world. And now we're actually going to be pivoting 2020 forward. We're still working out the details, but on how to how to regionalize well. So we have all these different regions now: Africa, Asia, South America, North America, but they're so different. And so we want to empower staff and have staff teams around the world that could lead the ministry in ways that will be so impactful and probably unique. But I think that's what's needed in our time today. And so thank you so much for your prayers. Continue to pray with us as we lead and as we kind of enter these city spaces around the world. And I love you guys so much. God bless. Miss you guys.